We recognised a few years ago that that we needed to step outside of normal support that typical MSPs do, to the point where now it's become almost old hat and everyone's capable, and there were really no major points of difference between our business and what other businesses were doing. What that resolved into for us was a more strategic play, a more what others are calling VCIO, but we avoided that term like the plague because it became too common. What we wanted to do was have a business conversation with organisations that ultimately was a business out conversation rather than a technology in. And Cambium has enabled us to do exactly that. We now have a led conversation that enables us to have a different conversation with our customers that will ultimately see them resolving business issues at their core rather than band-aiding things with technical solutions. And that's really what we're trying to achieve here. We see Cambium as a way to broaden our touch with our customers. We have now resulted in deeper engagements. Funnily enough, it is a higher spend because people are actually paying for the advice that traditionally we may have given away for nothing. As our business has matured over the course of the last few years, that's been something that we've been acutely aware of, is making sure that we don't give away things that we've learned over the course of that time for nothing, and are obviously getting the value back into our business that we've taken the time to learn, invest and build for ourselves. Where we're actually seeing a difference in customer spend is that we're actually finding there's a lot more projects that come out of a Cambium engagement. So when we're running a best practice review, we're actually finding that we're uncovering more things because we're asking different questions, which is resulting in a much higher project investment from clients. It's resulting in us having very different engagements with them. They're not just looking at replacing PCs, they're not just looking at servers, they're actually looking at efficiencies and growth and education and training, to the point where both the education platform as well as the best practice reviews have really broadened out our reach across customers, and the revenue that we're getting from them has increased as a result. Feedback from customers on a Cambium style engagement, the best practice review engagement's been highly positive. They were not expecting us to have those conversations with them, and from that side of the fence, it is really elevating Correct Solutions from just being the guys who fix your technology into people who are consulting and engaging with them at a very different conversational level. I can sit in a room with a CEO and have a conversation that they actually want to engage with for more than the short attention span that you would potentially otherwise get. From an educational standpoint, and all the training sessions that we run across Office 365 and others, we're actually broadening that out now to security and other areas that our business can support. We're actually finding that the engagement from customers is fantastic because you don't train on the basics. You don't train on the things that everybody's assumed to know. And so certainly feedback from customers has been fantastic. When we started having strategic conversations with customers, we were trying to, again, differentiate ourselves from the normal chats we'd been having. We were already trying to find that area that was not talking about the technology that needed to be replaced and starting to have more, where is your business going? What are the business challenges that you're facing? They were already moving towards a business-centric conversation. Cambium just provided us with a complete platform within which to guide that conversation, where inclusive of reports, inclusive of the questions, inclusive of recommendations, estimates, costs, all of those sorts of things that in other solutions I've found challenging to put back to customers in a consistent, clean and easy to digest and process and present back to the customer basis. Cambium in particular took that process from end to end, from a conversation which everyone can have a business level conversation, but it then took that through to recommendations, reporting, and something that lands back with the customer that they can get their head around, and then ultimately results in actions being taken, be it projects internal to us, or even with partners from that side of the fence. Our BPR customers, as a result of this process, are absolutely more sticky now than they've ever been. Their engagement with us has deepened. Their reliance on us has deepened as well. Where we were once viewed as the fixers and the people who just come and fix technological problems, we're now having very different conversations when people have a business problem rather than just, my computer's broken, can you fix it? So absolutely the stickiness of our clients has deepened greatly. It's also helped with another side of the fence of identifying where our less mature customers are coming from, and they're either stepping up to the plate in some cases, and in other cases it's giving us a very clear picture of where we don't need to engage in quite the same level as our business matures beyond some of our customers, which I feel is important for any MSP to transition through at some point, that and come to the acceptance that not every customer is the right customer for your business.